Good day, members. I am Patricia Brown. I will be presenting the report of the Nominating Committee of the U.W.I. Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited for the year 2022-2023. By letter dated February 27, 2023, the Board of the U.W.I. Credit Union, in accordance with Bylaw 35A, appointed the following persons to serve on the Nominating Committee for 2023. Dr. David Dolly, Chairperson; Darwin Manzano, Member; Reverend Dr. Steve A. West, Member; Kathy Ann Hogan, Member; Patricia Brown, Member. The expiration date of the appointment is January 31st, 2024. This accommodates the work of the committee for approximately 1 year. Mrs. Kathy Ann C. Hogan was appointed to replace Mrs. Brenda Fraser to ensure that the committee was constituted in keeping with the provisions of the bylaws. The committee wishes to thank Mrs. Fraser for her excellent services to this committee in the past. For the 2022-2023 Annual General Meeting elections, a record number of 23 applications were received from members offering themselves to serve on the various committees. Board of Directors 6, Credit Committee 6, Supervisory 11. The members were interviewed to serve on the Board of Directors were Mrs. Joseph Drayton and Kenneth Thomas, Mrs. Judith Rice, Miss Nadia Thomas Allen, and Miss Sophia Prasad. Mr. Drayton and Mr. Thomas are outgoing members of the Board of Directors and are seeking re-election. Miss Sophia Prasad served as an alternate on the Board of Directors for 2020-21. One nominee, Miss Nikisha Plato Robinson, withdrew her application prior to the interviews. The 6 members who were interviewed to serve on the Credit Committee were Messrs. Reynold Johnson, Javon Michael Franklin, and Dane Goodrich, Miss Tanya Bernard, Miss Akila Telesford, and Miss Makisha Thomas. Of the 11 members who offered themselves to serve on the Supervisory Committee, the following 10 were interviewed: Mr. Keelan Campbell, Miss Stacy Green McNeil, Miss Elissa Craig, Mr. Travis G. Lozier, Miss Petra Morrison Murphy, Miss Melrose Yearwood, Mrs. Donna Rosales Gray, Mr. George Panda, Miss Heather Woodruff, and Mr. Kevin Pascal. Mr. Pascal, who resides in Tobago and has served as an alternate in the past dispensation of the committee, seems very keen on extending the UWI Credit Union to Tobago. One applicant, Miss Pauline Ramutar, was unable to attend for an interview due to the passing of her father. Please accept our condolences and may he rest in peace. The interviews were conducted virtually over a 4-day period, and at the final session, Mr. Marlon Caesar, board member, deputized for Mrs. Kathy Ann Hogan, board member, which ensured that the committee was quorate in accordance with the terms of reference. All nominees at the interview sessions were reminded by the nominating committee that they need to be compliant with UWI Credit Union's compliance policy to stand for election at the upcoming annual general meeting. All nominees displayed a high level of confidence and much passion to serve on the respective committees. They all possessed a high level of certification and acumen in their respective professional fields. They all seem capable of finding the time and long hours to serve on the respective committees if elected. The committee noted that some alternates were used during the 2022-2023 term in various other subcommittees of the organization. The nominating committee welcomes the approval of the amended bylaws for the UWI Credit Union, which came into effect the 6th of May 2022. The nominating committee wishes to thank the UWI Credit Union for the confidence placed in us to conduct these interviews. We also appreciate the cooperation provided by the board, management, and the nominees themselves while we completed these interviews. Thank you.